Everyone, welcome to your Sunday edition of the Cow's Channel, which is A Cow's Opinion, the only show on the internet where a cow gets to give you his opinion on the latest and greatest happenings on video games, but you should take it with a grain of salt because it is a cow's opinion, which makes it a moo point. Welcome to the Advanced Gaming Cow. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and also check out our Twitter in the description below. You can tell this is a channel on the budget because they hired me to do the voice. And I get paid nothing because I'm my boss and I'm a jerk. Today we are going to start off with Overwatch 2. Now here's the thing. I thought for a while that it was going to be like, oh cow, you haven't really seen any really big news that you think is important lately this entire week. Maybe there won't be a cow's opinion this Sunday. And then Overwatch 2 said, hey, hold my server. Because you can't play Overwatch 2 right now. It's under attack. So as we all know, Overwatch 2, the controversial but very much excitable and looking forward to, anticipated is the word I'm looking for, anticipated update sequel to Overwatch 1 launched this week. And it has been a nightmare if you want to play the game. So there have been videos on YouTube. I've seen Asmongold videos on YouTube of people having server lines 10 to 30,000 long. That's not a misprint. That's not one extra zero. 10 to 30,000 people in front of you before you get to play the game. Now, even if for a free-to-play title, that's not very good, especially because a lot of people are now having to buy the controversial Battle Pass for Overwatch 2. If you don't know, Overwatch was always meant to be a free-to-play game, and you could buy cosmetics and other things. But with Overwatch 2, they've started to release a Battle Pass, to where you are granted, say, their new Kitsune hero earlier than other people, and you get to go. Oh, and get all these cosmetics and all this other cool stuff. Now, players are not very happy about this because the entire point of Overwatch is to just swap heroes on the fly, so they've always all been free. And in fact, a lot of the original heroes are now locked behind progression in Overwatch 2. Now, developers say it's fine, but it doesn't look very fine. In fact, there's rumors that people have been number crunching on how long it takes to unlock a couple of characters. It ain't good, y'all. But they've had other problems on launch as well. Blizzard President Mike Ybarra announced on Twitter that the Overwatch 2 servers are undergoing a mass distributed denial of service, or DDoS attack, which is what happens when somebody decides, hey, instead of sending a request to the server, I'm going to send like 100,000 requests. I'm going to do it continuously because I'm a dick. And that's what is basically happening. And it looks like some people are either doing this because they don't like Blizzard for all of its employee issues that it's had recently, or you know what, some people just like to have fun by trying to ruin your fun when you've been hotly anticipating a new game and they like to take down the online service. Now, they have been working on it for the last couple of days, and as of this article, it's letting you know that people are reporting obscenely long wait times, tens of thousands of players, and there are other launch issues. There are missing cosmetics, match histories, and buggy cameras. The kind of normal stuff for a live service game, but still, for a company as big as Blizzard to have such an embarrassing launch is not great. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is going to sink them or anything. Overwatch 2 is probably still going to do big numbers. But it's not a really good look. And it was just, you can't even play the original Overwatch while you wait, because the servers went off the day before. Now, probably because they wanted to say, you know, we don't want to maintain the previous game when everything plus new stuff is going to be in the second game. So that's why they did that. Now, critics did like the game, but did not like the gated live service progression for unlocking characters. People were already convinced that Overwatch 2 is barely more than an update for a perfectly serviceable competitive game. So the free-to-play shift felt like one of the bigger changes, was a huge bummer to many fans. Now, other shooters, such as, say, Fortnite, they sell battle passes, but they don't make you update and the game and these massive things like this. So it was a really weird choice. Now, yesterday there was an update that Blizzard talked about the ongoing connectivity issues plaguing the new free-to-play shooter. The developer says that while it was working on it has improved some of the conditions, you should still expect a wait. The difference is that fans won't be seeing two queues happen after another. Another issue that Asmongold showed on one of his YouTube videos. He was in a long queue. 3 hours later, not kidding about that, 3 hours later, he got in, he started playing, and he didn't even get to play very long before it put him into another queue. I've also seen videos of other players who got into a queue. It starts loading the opening cinematic ends, and you get put into an even longer line than you were in. It's really disgusting. Now, unfortunately, trying to fix all this puts additional strain on the game servers, so the issue will continue for the foreseeable future. And also, yesterday, a second DDoS attack happened, and there was no word on when the servers would be back to normal functionality. Fast forward to today, when Blizzard did the unprecedented thing of taking Overwatch 2 offline to fix it. You heard me. It's been out for 2 days, and it's already offline for repairs. The servers are going to go down for an hour, and then another 3 hours, and PC players will probably have to update their clients. For 4 hours within 48 hours, the game is unplayable. The Verge article goes on to say that the game has had a very rough launch since it was first released on Tuesday, and players are experiencing issues like long queue times and connection errors. There's also a very interesting article about how prepaid cell phone plans keep you from playing the game. Basically, Blizzard wants you to register a phone number with your account now to try to prevent people from setting up malicious accounts or hacking things. And if you're on a prepaid plan, it's not a high chance, it's just a higher than normal chance that you are not necessarily using that plan for good purposes, which means that Blizzard banned all prepaid plans in America. Interestingly enough, they didn't do that in other countries. Now, the thought process is that in other countries, you usually have to show like a form of ID, even if you buy like a prepaid phone. But the issue is that people just it's not going to stop hackers, because if you can use a prepaid plan in Japan or Australia, but not in America, well, the hacker is already going to know how to just get a number from Australia or Japan and pay it. So Blizzard has already said, and it was a really quick article, a couple hours later, Blizzard updated as they started getting asked questions about this and said, hey, we're going to let most prepaid plans in America, say it 3 times fast with me now, go through. So it's nice that they're trying to fix it, but this is a lot. And Blizzard is already dealing with the PR issues, the workforce issues. So watching Overwatch 2, which people are already kind of iffy on, it's just not really a massive upgrade, and now charging you a lot more money to play the free-to-play game is kind of a thing. But yeah, here, 1 hour from 3 to 4 Pacific Standard Time, 6 to 9 approximately. First one is the go-around fix to address bug issues for account merging, logging, and the first-time user experience. You cannot access servers. Then the 3 times as long was going to be significant upgrades to our databases to address player lines they won't be able to access. And then additional updates. Players on PC may be prompted to update their client. This addresses some reports of crashes and black screen issues. Now, the reason all this is happening is because Overwatch 2 is going to make a lot of them dollars, y'all. It's been noticed that even though we all complained about free-to-play games, we are playing more free-to-play games, especially on mobile and PC, or if the game is offered on both, people are just playing when and where they want to. Free-to-play games make a lot of money, and I know that's counterintuitive, but here's the thing. They first came out and we said, oh my god, that's terrible. But then we started playing them, and then they started making lots of money. And now gaming companies are starting to make more free-to-play games. Jesse Cox was talking about this on his channel, as well as other YouTubers, and I just literally was watching Jesse Cox on an hour ago, which is, he had a really good comparison to Walmart, which is everybody hates Walmart for what it does to the industry, but you all shop at Walmart, don't you? So, we have really nobody to blame but ourselves as the consumer. If we really didn't want this stuff, we would just not play Overwatch 2, but people want to play Overwatch 2. I want to play Overwatch 2, and I'm still committed to not playing any Blizzard games until stuff gets worse and that troll Bobby Kotick goes away. Microsoft may or may not make that happen. And in a short final update on this story, Brazil has been the first country to formally approve Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. This is pretty big. It's possibly a domino effect. Now, I've said many times before that based on looking up stock information and hedge fund information, I'm pretty sure this is going to go through. I know that the UK said we're going to look into this more because competition. I am not a crook. I don't know why I think that. I don't know why I think Richard Nixon is British all of a sudden, but maybe that's just me. The issue being that I just don't think that any government really has the legal ability to say we think this harms consumers a lot. Sony's running a pretty good PR battle to try to stop it, and Nintendo's just off in its corner printing money. This is going to go through. Microsoft is being able to point out some good stuff, like there's nothing to stop Sony from just making their own version of Call of Duty, and there's not. Now, when they tried that with Halo, it didn't. You got various games of various success, and some were great, and some were not, and some were okay. Most were just okay. But yeah, there's not really anything Sony's going to be able to do. They'll pitch a fit, and then they'll try to buy some studios themselves, and I don't think they have the money or the ability to buy anything as big as all Bethesda and Activision Blizzard like Microsoft is. So next few years might be Microsoft's time to really start dominating the industry. But this has been Activision. It's kind of nice to talk about Activision Blizzard without having any employees being abused or mistreated or working on crunch. You know, just more normal issues like international acquisition deals and servers not working. But that is your first story for the week. We are going to be moving on, and thank you so much. And let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think about Overwatch 2? Did you actually get to play, or did you have to wait a while? Let me know. And in your final news story, because I had a long weekend with certain family emergencies as well as just not a ton of information, Final Fantasy XIV is also under attack by hackers because we can't have anything fun. So the latest victim is super popular Final Fantasy XIV, which the company announced yesterday is currently experiencing an attack by a third party, which means outside people, trying to get into its account management system, and it is advising people, go into your profile and change your password, which is pretty good, actually, because then it'll be different. So, unfortunately, how is this working? So, the game's official website will deliver the news. The company said the third-party entity is using a combination of email addresses and passwords obtained from other online services of other companies to pry its way into the account management system. So they're not having any kind of leak. The issue is that if you use the same username and password, I can understand the username because sometimes people use the same usernames and then the same character names so that, you know, in different games you can always find your friends and everything. But then they also use the same password because it's easier to remember. But if they've hacked one game, then they've got you on all of them. And then they can get into your character and start sending stuff to other people, and it can really spiral. So, you know, this is just a really quick video about password safety. It's unfortunate that that is happening, but it is happening. And one other thing I thought I would point out, people getting hurt in TwitchCon this weekend. So if you don't know, TwitchCon is just the convention where people get to, usually you get to talk to your favorite streamers, and they, you know, promote themselves and everything. But apparently there was this gladiator style, as according to this article, pit. Now the issue is that looks like a pretty good foam pit, right? Well, no, because it's only as deep as over here. So it's only a couple of blocks deep, and people are jumping into the pit and not realizing it's not like carved into the ground like it kind of appears to. It's not nearly deep enough. Here, we got a video right here. Oh, that's blow out your eardrum, sorry. So we're going to watch this. This is the most serious injury. This Twitch streamer, she unfortunately apparently broke her tailbone. Or no, she broke her back in two places.
Oh my god!
Big Sim sense of her own.
You good?
Great victory there.
I can't get out. Are you okay?
She's held down by the pitbull. Medic!
Oh no.
No, she's fine.
All right, we'll make sure she is okay. Get her out of the pit.
Landed on her tailbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is not fine. She broke her back in 2 places and is getting about a meter-style rod, I believe, as according to this article. Yeah, meter rod in for support now. Send your support when it rains, it pours, and I'm feeling the rain right now. And following this and a call from other people, there's been other injuries reported, including somebody dislocated their knee, another injured back. So why it remained open despite others being hurt before the serious injury, and that was open once again shortly afterwards. The attraction has been closed, both because of the injuries, but also because attendees usually have been breaking rules. Potential cause of the injuries was the shallowness of the pit, 3 cubes deep, while Grayson says the pit itself goes up a little past my knee. That's pretty visible, as a foam pit is supposed to swallow you up, but those guys bounce back hard and quickly. So, yeah, I hope that all these, I mean, you know, Twitch streamers are easy targets, but you should not be, it's not really if some people, well, at least she jumped in, but that sucks, but at least one of the people that had been injured also said that they were knocked off the platform and went down, and then got injured that way, which means that even just falling off of it is injuring you, so that's not good, guys. That really should not have, probably should have been built up about 1 to 2 feet higher, and still 4 of these cubes to break. 3 cubes deep is not going to break the fall of somebody who's 150 to however many pounds you are. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy. I would have probably shattered an ankle if I had accidentally fallen off into that little thing. So that's all the news. I'm sorry that it's a little late, and I am sorry that it is a little sparse. I am happy to report, though, that the reason is because my father had to go back into the medical cardiology ward that he was in, but it doesn't look like it's a problem from his procedure. It's just that he looks like he just needs a medication change from his meds after his procedure, and he's got follow-up tomorrow, but they think he'll be doing a lot better. So the reason why I'm behind on video creation this weekend and everything is because he actually had to call and get a ride. And, you know, I'm going to go pick up my father, and his hospital was in one city, he lives in another city, and then I had to drive back to my city, and it was like 5 to 5.5 hours of driving all the way. Right, I went through a lot of gas this weekend, and I don't drive much. But it's all good, because we're going to have another week, more videos to make. We're getting through this spooky month of October. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Discuss anything you want. And hey, feel free to say, glad your dad's okay, to let me know that you watched all the way to the end. And I'll see you next time.